All right, everybody. It's Christopher Bruno. Today is the 24th of June. I wanted to get a quick update out. Um, I missed this actually, but I wanted to get a quick update out on the situation going on with Mr. Brian Malinowski. I'm not sure if you're not familiar with the story of Mr. Malinowski. You should familiarize yourself. He's unfortunately was murdered a couple of months ago by the ATF while they were executing a no-knock raid in the pre-dawn hours at his home. Mr. Malinowski, being an upstanding citizen and the head of a regional airport, the man was rather well-to-do. He was the head of a regional airport. That the airport, unironically named after Bill and Hillary Clinton. Let that sink in for a moment. But so he's at his home, pre-dawn hours. Aside from the fact that Mr. Malinowski is the head of this regional airport, he has hobbies, and one of his hobbies included firearms. He purchased firearms and occasionally would sell a firearm. And of course, if you're the ATF, and especially in Potato Joe Biden's world, that's frowned upon. So, Mr. Malinowski, in the sale of some of his firearms, ended up on the radar of the ATF, and they decided that it would be in the best interest of him, his family, in the United States of America, and his community to serve a no-knock raid on his home in the pre-dawn hours. That obviously didn't go well for Mr. Malinowski. Mr. Malinowski, I'll let Jim Jordan explain what happened next.
ATF agents in full SWAT gear approached the front door. They had a piece of tape ready to cover the camera lens of the doorbell camera.
Fucked.
Which they did. Next, Mrs. Malinowski heard only a loud crash as her front door caved in.
What would you think?
This Brian Malinowski story is wild, and it makes me feel like maybe the ATF is the bad guy. Check.
Makes you feel like maybe. I don't understand in what dimension it could ever be perceived that those are the actions of agents of a free country. This is just madness. So, Mr. Malinowski, of course, assuming that his home was being invaded and having sensitive things in his home and valuable things in his home, which is certainly his right to do, defended his home. He opened fire on what he thought were home invaders, which they were. But he didn't. And this is where he screwed up. He didn't want to shoot somebody, and it's acknowledged that he shot at the feet of the agents. They returned fire, shooting him in the head, killing him instantly next to his wife. And this all being known as it is, what do we have here? And again, this is what I missed. This happened. This was released actually back on the 14th, so this is 10 days ago. My apologies for missing this. No charges filed in fatal ATF shooting of Brian Malinowski, director of the Clinton National Airport. The ATF investigated themselves, and they determined that they had done nothing wrong. We do not live in a free country. We live in a tyranny. This is clear. We are still free to do certain things. I'm free to run my mouth and post my ramblings to YouTube and into Rumble, into Twitter, or X, or wherever, pissing into the wind. But this is where we're at. And look, as far as that goes, I mean, the digital public square is certainly curated. The framers would be rolling in their grave. They are rolling over in their grave. But here we are. I just wanted to do an update on Mr. Malinowski. I know it's not a great update, but it's certainly a stark reminder that if you happen to enjoy the sporting hobbies, you like to go and you like to shoot a firearm, even if you're the most upstanding individual in the community, you can end up on their radar and be raided in the pre-dawn hours and executed at their whims. So if that's not indicative that our country has fallen, I'm not sure what else is. This is a really sad story. It continues to be a sad story. I don't see anything positive coming out of this, but we can always hope. But I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one off. This was mostly a recording. This is the third time I'm doing this. I'm trying to tweak things with my microphone, and I keep coming out unhappy with the way things are sounding, but I'm hoping that this now sounds a little bit better. I think it will. If you get an opportunity, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'm gonna try to do live streams moving forward at 4 p.m. every day moving forward. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.